You may be surprised by what I'm about to share, but I urge you to remain silent and focused because what's coming your way is a divine revelation, one that has the power to awaken your spirit, strengthen your faith, and remind you of your true identity in Christ. This message is not for everyone. If you are not a believer, if your spirit does not resonate with the truth of God's word, then feel free to turn this off. But if you are among the chosen, if you have felt the weight of your calling pressing against your soul, then I need you to listen carefully. Chosen ones, this message is for you. I stand before you, not as a mere voice, but as a messenger carrying the fire of heaven. I come with a word that will set your soul ablaze, a message that will wake the sleeping giant within you. What you are about to hear is not ordinary. It is a divine call to those whom God has set apart for such a time as this. If you have ever felt like the weight of the world was crushing you, if you have questioned whether God still sees you, if you have wondered whether He hears your prayers, then I want you to hear me now. God's promise for you is bigger than your struggle. What you are going through right now is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your breakthrough. The trials, the sleepless nights, the broken dreams, they are not signs of defeat. They are the birthing pains of something greater. You are standing at the edge of your miracle, but the enemy wants you to quit before you cross the finish line. He wants you to believe that the fire inside of you is not strong enough to withstand the storm. But I declare to you today, the fire inside of you is stronger than the storm outside of you. Welcome to our channel. If you are not already subscribed, I encourage you to do so now. Like this video, turn on your notifications, and stay connected as we dive deeper into the powerful truth of God's Word. Right now, you may feel like you're at your breaking point. The weight of your trials, the disappointments, and the constant battles have left you weary, questioning whether God still sees you. But hear me today, your struggle is not the end of your story. What you are facing is not meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for something far greater than you can imagine. The pain, the setbacks, and the challenges are not signs of failure. They are the birthing pains of your breakthrough. Consider the story of Joseph. He was betrayed by his own brothers, the very people who should have protected him. He was sold into slavery, thrown into prison for a crime he didn't commit, and forgotten by those he helped. If anyone had a reason to give up, it was Joseph. Yet, despite the pain and injustice, he held on to God's promise. When everything in his life seemed to be falling apart, God was actually putting the pieces together. What looked like a series of misfortunes was, in reality, the divine setup for his promotion. Genesis 50:20 declares, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." The very thing the enemy designed for your destruction, God will use for your elevation. That betrayal, that rejection, that hardship, it is not the final chapter of your story. It is merely the pathway God is using to lead you into your purpose. Joseph's journey from the pit to the palace was not by accident. It was orchestrated by God. Had he never been sold into slavery, he would never have entered Pharaoh's house. Had he never been falsely accused, he would never have stepped into the prison where he met the cupbearer who would later introduce him to Pharaoh. Every painful step was a necessary part of God's divine plan. And just like Joseph, your current struggle is preparing you for your future promotion. Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose." Even when you cannot see how things will come together, God is working behind the scenes. Every tear you have cried, every battle you have fought, and every moment you have felt abandoned, it is all working together for your good. But here's the key. You must not give up. The enemy wants to convince you that your struggle means you have been abandoned, that your suffering is pointless. But that is a lie. Your struggle is evidence that God is preparing you for something greater. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. Every hardship is refining you, strengthening you, and molding you into the person God has called you to be. Think about a diamond. Before it shines with brilliance, it must endure intense pressure. Before gold is pure, it must go through the fire. Your struggle is the refining process that is shaping you for the destiny God has set before you. You were not created to remain in the pit. You were not meant to live in defeat. God is taking you somewhere higher, so hold on. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing, even when it doesn't make sense. Your struggle is not the end. It's the preparation for your next level. And when God finally reveals what He has been preparing for you, you will look back and realize that every hardship, every painful moment was necessary to get you to where He destined you to be. Your breakthrough is coming. The pit is not your final destination. The palace is ahead. Waiting can feel unbearable. You've prayed, fasted, and believed, yet nothing seems to change. Doors remain closed, breakthroughs feel distant, and doubt begins to whisper that maybe God has forgotten you. But let me assure you, God's delays are not His denials. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean He is not working. His timing is perfect, and what feels like a delay is actually divine preparation for something greater than you can imagine. Look at Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a son, yet years passed with no fulfillment. The wait was so long that they took matters into their own hands, leading to the birth of Ishmael. But Ishmael was not the promise. Isaac was, and at the appointed time, Isaac was born. Genesis 21:1 declares, "The Lord visited Sarah as He had said, and the Lord did to Sarah as He had promised." The lesson here is simple. God always fulfills His promises, but in His perfect timing. The wait was never about withholding the blessing. It was about preparing Abraham and Sarah to receive it in the right season. Had Isaac been born earlier, they might not have fully grasped the power of God's faithfulness. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was a divine process of refinement and trust. And the same is true for you. You are not waiting in vain. Every second of delay is a moment God is using to shape you, strengthen you, and align you with His purpose. You may not understand it now, but trust that God's plan is still in motion even when you cannot see it. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Waiting is not wasted time. It is a season where God is building endurance, deepening your faith, and ensuring that when your promise comes, you will be ready to receive it. Think of a seed planted in the ground. For a long time, it looks as if nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing deep, preparing to support what will one day sprout above. If the seed is rushed, the plant will be weak. But in the right season, at the appointed time, it will break through the soil and flourish. Your waiting is your growing season. The longer the wait, the deeper the roots. God is anchoring your faith so that when the promise arrives, you will not only receive it but sustain it. So don't lose heart. Your waiting is not in vain. God is never late, and when His promise manifests in your life, you will see that every moment of delay was actually divine preparation. Trust the process. Your breakthrough is coming. Right now you may feel exhausted, drained from the battles you've been fighting, weary from holding on for so long. The enemy has whispered in your ear, telling you that it's never going to happen, that your prayers are in vain, that your faith has been wasted. But listen carefully. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The very moment when you feel like giving up is often when you are standing on the edge of your miracle. Think about the woman with the issue of blood. For 12 long years she suffered. She spent everything she had searching for a cure, but instead of getting better, she only grew worse. She lived in pain, in isolation, in hopelessness. But then she heard that Jesus was passing by. Something inside of her ignited. She refused to sit back and accept defeat. She pressed through the crowd, fighting against the obstacles, believing that if she could just touch the hem of his garment, she would be healed. And the moment she touched him, she was instantly made whole. What if she had given up on year 11? What if she had believed the lie that her healing would never come? Her breakthrough wasn't far off. It was within reach. And the same is true for you. The very thing you've been praying for, believing for, waiting for, it's closer than you think. Look at Elijah. He prayed for rain after a long drought, but after sending his servant to check the sky 6 times, there was nothing. Most people would have stopped praying. Most would have assumed that God wasn't going to answer. But Elijah didn't stop. He kept believing. And on the 7th time, his servant saw a small cloud rising from the sea. It didn't look like much, but Elijah knew it was the beginning of the downpour. 1 Kings 18:44 says, "Then it came to pass the 7th time that he said, 'There is a cloud as small as a man's hand rising out of the sea.'" It may look small now. It may seem insignificant, but it's the sign that your breakthrough is on its way. Just because you don't see the full picture yet doesn't mean God isn't working. That tiny cloud brought an abundance of rain. That single step of faith can lead to your miracle. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. You are closer than you think. The battle has intensified because the enemy knows your breakthrough is near. He wants to discourage you right before you cross the finish line. But let me remind you, God has not brought you this far to leave you now. Stay strong. Keep pressing forward. The rain is coming. The healing is coming. The provision is coming. Your faith has not been in vain. Hold on just a little longer. Your breakthrough is right in front of you. You have fought battles that no one else has seen. You have endured storms that threatened to break you, and you have carried burdens that felt too heavy to bear. Yet here you are, still standing. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are too weak, too tired, too defeated to go on. But let me tell you the truth. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victor through Christ. The battle may have been fierce, but the war has already been won. Your victory is here. Isaiah 54:17 declares, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The attacks may come, the opposition may rise, but they will not succeed." The enemy cannot stop what God has ordained for your life. Every hardship, every struggle, every tear you have cried has only prepared you for this moment. You were not made to quit, you were made to overcome. When David stood before Goliath, the giant looked invincible. The entire army of Israel trembled in fear, but David saw something they didn't. He saw God's power working through him. He didn't run from the battle, he ran toward it, and with one stone, he defeated what others thought was impossible. The same God who gave David victory is the same God who fights for you. Your Goliath may seem impossible, but victory is already in your hands. This is not the time to back down. This is the time to rise. Lift your head, strengthen your faith, and walk boldly in the power God has given you. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are more than a conqueror. The trials you have faced were not meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for this very moment. God has been shaping you, refining you, and strengthening you for the breakthrough that is now at hand. So take a deep breath, step forward in faith, and declare this truth over your life. The battle is over, and the victory is mine in Jesus' name. No more fear, no more doubt, no more hesitation. Rise up, chosen one. Your time is now. If this message has encouraged you, let us know in the comments by writing Amen as a declaration of faith. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a word of encouragement. Let's continue this journey together, growing in faith and walking in victory. Thank you for being part of this community of believers. Your support means the world. God bless you, and remember, your breakthrough is closer than you think. Walking a spiritual path is never easy, especially when you are among the chosen ones. Many people on this journey find themselves alone, disconnected from the world, and struggling financially. Society often measures success by material wealth and social connections, but for chosen ones, the road to true fulfillment is different. Being set apart from the majority is not a coincidence. It is a divine calling, a purpose greater than oneself. Yet this journey is filled with challenges, including solitude, financial hardships, and misunderstandings from those who do not comprehend your energy. These obstacles, however, are not meant to break you. They are designed to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. If this message resonates with you, support our community by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We will uncover why chosen ones often face loneliness and financial struggles, and how these challenges can be turned into strengths that empower you. You are not alone. Embrace your journey with faith and strength. Solitude is an inevitable part of the journey for chosen ones. Walking a path of higher consciousness and spiritual awakening often means feeling disconnected from the world and misunderstood by those around you. While the human heart naturally longs for deep, meaningful relationships, chosen ones frequently find themselves in isolation, not by choice, but by design. This solitude is not a punishment. Rather, it is a necessary part of your transformation. It allows you to evolve into the person you were destined to become. One of the most significant reasons for this isolation is the energy barrier that exists between chosen ones and the rest of the world. You carry within you a radiant light, a spiritual frequency that is higher than most people's. This energy naturally attracts and repels others at the same time. Those who are open to growth and truth are drawn to your presence, feeling uplifted and inspired. However, many individuals who live in fear, doubt, or superficiality feel deeply uncomfortable around you, often without understanding why. Your energy acts as a mirror, revealing truths that they may not be ready to face. Instead of embracing this clarity, they instinctively pull away, distancing themselves from you in an attempt to remain in their comfort zones. Imagine someone who has lived in a dimly lit room for years. The low light has become familiar and comfortable to them, even though it limits what they can see. Then suddenly you enter the room carrying a bright lantern. In an instant, the entire space is illuminated, revealing not only the beauty of the surroundings, but also the dust, clutter, and imperfections that had been hidden in the shadows. For some, this newfound clarity is a blessing. They welcome the light, appreciating the ability to see what was once hidden. But for many others, the sudden exposure is overwhelming. They would rather return to the familiar dimness than face what has been revealed. This is what happens in your relationships. Your presence, your energy, your very existence brings to light the truths that others have been avoiding, often leading them to unconsciously withdraw from you. Another major factor contributing to your solitude is the imbalance in relationships. As a chosen one, you are a natural giver. Your presence is healing, your words are uplifting, and your energy is comforting. People are drawn to you, not just because of who you are, but because of how they feel in your presence. You may find that people open up to you easily, seeking your advice, your wisdom, or simply your energy to recharge themselves. While this can be fulfilling in some ways, it often leads to an unhealthy dynamic where you are constantly giving while others are only taking. Many people unconsciously use your energy as a source of emotional and spiritual nourishment without realizing that they are depleting you. They are drawn to your light, but they are unable to give back in the same way. Over time, this imbalance becomes exhausting, leaving you drained, unfulfilled, and emotionally depleted. You may notice that after spending time with certain individuals, you feel tired, anxious, or even empty. These people are not necessarily malicious. They may not even realize what they are doing. However, the result is the same. You become energetically exhausted, constantly pouring into others while receiving little to nothing in return. This pattern often leads to an unconscious distancing from such relationships. You begin to prefer solitude over connections that drain you. At first, this may feel like isolation, but over time, you will realize that it is a form of self-preservation. It is the recognition that you cannot continue giving endlessly without also receiving. If the people around you do not contribute to your well-being and instead leave you feeling depleted, it is far better to walk alone. This realization is a turning point. It marks the moment when you stop chasing relationships that do not serve your growth and start embracing the solitude that allows you to recharge, heal, and evolve. But solitude is not just about self-preservation. It is also a form of divine preparation. Being alone is not merely a phase that you will eventually move past. It is an essential period of growth and evolution. It is during these moments of solitude that you will undergo the most profound transformation. You will have the space and time to heal past wounds, to release old traumas that have been holding you back, and to reconnect with your true self. Without the noise and distractions of unbalanced relationships, you will find clarity about your purpose, your mission, and the next steps you need to take on your journey. Think of this period as a spiritual training ground. Just as a warrior must undergo rigorous preparation before battle, or a seed must remain buried before it can break through the soil and bloom, you too must go through this time of solitude to emerge stronger and more aligned with your destiny. This phase is not meant to break you. It is meant to mold you. It is refining you, sharpening your spirit, and preparing you for the incredible future that awaits. While loneliness may feel difficult in the moment, remember that it is not permanent. This solitude is not meant to isolate you forever, but rather to cleanse and prepare you for the relationships, opportunities, and spiritual breakthroughs that are yet to come. The people who are meant to be in your life, the ones who truly understand and appreciate your energy, will come when the time is right. They will be individuals who match your frequency, who uplift and support you rather than drain you. But in order to find these connections, you must first embrace the solitude that prepares you for them. Being alone is not a curse, it is a blessing in disguise. It is a sacred period of transformation, a time to strengthen your spirit, and a crucial step in becoming the person you were always meant to be. Instead of resisting it, embrace it. Let solitude be your teacher, your healer, and your guide. You are not alone in your loneliness. Every chosen one walks this path. And when the time is right, you will find that this journey has led you exactly where you were meant to be. For many, financial success is seen as a direct reflection of intelligence, hard work, and social status. Society equates wealth with power, influence, and security, shaping the belief that financial stability is the ultimate measure of success. However, chosen ones operate on a completely different level. Their lives are not driven by the pursuit of material wealth, but by a deep sense of purpose, meaning, and service to others. This fundamental difference in priorities often creates a disconnect between chosen ones and the traditional pathways to financial success, making their financial journey more challenging. Instead of chasing high-paying jobs or business ventures purely for profit, chosen ones tend to gravitate toward careers and vocations that align with their soul's mission. They are drawn to teaching, healing, artistic expression, and spiritual guidance, roles that contribute to the growth and well-being of others. These paths, while deeply fulfilling, do not always provide immediate financial rewards. Unlike conventional career paths, which prioritize financial gain, the work of a chosen one is often centered on service, personal evolution, and the betterment of humanity. This can create a tension between financial survival and staying true to their higher calling. Beyond their chosen fields, another challenge lies in the misalignment with traditional wealth-building methods. Money, like everything else in the universe, is energy. The way it flows into one's life is directly connected to their vibrational frequency. Conventional routes to financial success, such as corporate jobs, stock investments, or businesses focused solely on profit, may not resonate with the soul's energy of a chosen one. Many find that these methods feel empty, restrictive, or misaligned with their values, leading them to unconsciously resist them. This misalignment creates an internal block, making financial struggles seem persistent, even when chosen ones possess intelligence, talent, and dedication. It is not that they lack the ability to generate wealth, but rather that the conventional systems for accumulating wealth do not align with their spiritual purpose. They may even turn down lucrative opportunities that conflict with their values, choosing integrity over financial gain. While this decision reflects their commitment to authenticity, it can also result in periods of financial hardship, reinforcing the illusion that financial success is out of reach. However, financial abundance is not unattainable. It simply requires an alternative approach. Chosen ones are being called to create wealth in ways that honor their spiritual mission. Instead of focusing solely on accumulating money, they must find ways to generate financial abundance through value creation, service, and alignment with their divine purpose. This could mean developing spiritually aligned businesses, using creative gifts to inspire others, or creating meaningful content that uplifts humanity. When chosen ones learn to integrate financial prosperity with their higher calling, abundance naturally begins to flow into their lives. Many chosen ones also carry inherited financial limitations from their family lineage. Generational financial trauma, scarcity mindsets, and ancestral struggles with money can create subconscious beliefs that block the natural flow of abundance. These limiting beliefs, such as money is evil, wealth only comes through struggle, or I am not worthy of financial success, become deeply ingrained and influence financial outcomes, often without conscious awareness. Breaking free from these generational patterns requires deep healing. It involves identifying and releasing inherited beliefs, shifting perspectives on wealth, and cultivating a mindset of abundance. By doing this inner work, chosen ones can clear the energetic barriers that have kept them in financial struggle, allowing money to flow into their lives in a way that aligns with their spiritual path. Once these blocks are removed, financial opportunities begin to appear, often in unexpected and divine ways. Financial struggles also serve a higher purpose. They are a test of faith and trust in the universe. When you are called to a higher mission, there will be moments of uncertainty, times when resources seem scarce, and situations where financial security is not guaranteed. These challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen your resilience and deepen your trust in the divine. Learning to surrender and trust that your needs will be met, even when circumstances suggest otherwise, is a powerful spiritual lesson. It shifts your focus from fear and scarcity to faith and abundance. True wealth is not just about money. It is about alignment with your soul's purpose, freedom to live authentically, and the ability to impact others in a meaningful way. When chosen ones fully embrace this perspective, financial struggles lose their power. Instead of being a source of stress, they become stepping stones toward a greater understanding of abundance and divine provision. In the end, financial hardship is not a sign of failure, but rather a process of refinement. It forces you to find innovative ways to thrive, to trust in your gifts, and to develop a deeper relationship with the universe's flow of abundance. When chosen ones learn to integrate their spiritual calling with financial prosperity, they discover that wealth is not about chasing money. It is about attracting the right opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with their true mission. And when that alignment happens, financial freedom becomes not only possible, but inevitable. Loneliness and financial hardship are two of the most difficult challenges a chosen one can face. It is easy to view these struggles as burdens, as signs of failure, or as obstacles that separate you from the life you desire. However, when seen through the lens of spiritual growth, these challenges are not meant to break you, but to mold you into a stronger, wiser, and more aligned version of yourself. Solitude is not isolation, it is preparation. Financial hardship is not punishment, it is a call to align with your true purpose. When you begin to embrace these experiences as tools for transformation, you unlock a power within yourself that can change not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. One of the most important shifts you can make is learning to embrace solitude as a source of strength. Instead of seeing loneliness as something to escape, recognize it as a sacred space for self-discovery. This period of isolation allows you to strengthen your connection with the divine, deepen your understanding of your own soul, and develop inner resilience. Without the distractions of unhealthy relationships or social pressures, you are given the space to uncover who you truly are. Many of the greatest spiritual leaders, thinkers, and creators in history have spent significant time in solitude. It is during these quiet moments that inspiration arises, personal healing takes place, and new visions for the future are born. Solitude is also an opportunity to cultivate new skills, explore creative talents, and discover passions that may have been buried beneath the noise of everyday life. Whether it is writing, painting, learning a new craft, or developing a deeper spiritual practice, this time alone can become the foundation for personal and professional growth. As you refine your gifts, you will naturally attract the right people and opportunities into your life, people who align with your energy and appreciate the depth of your soul. This is why chosen ones often find that, after a period of solitude, they step into relationships and communities that are far more meaningful and fulfilling than those they left behind. You are learning to value quality over quantity, to seek genuine connection rather than superficial validation, and to trust that the universe is guiding you toward relationships that truly nourish your soul. Beyond solitude, another essential transformation is redefining what wealth truly means to you. In a world that equates success with financial status, it is easy to feel like you are failing if you are struggling to make ends meet. However, true wealth is not just about money, it is about freedom, purpose, and impact. Instead of focusing solely on financial survival, shift your perspective toward creating value in ways that feel authentic and fulfilling. When you align your natural talents with service to others, financial abundance begins to follow naturally. Think about the unique gifts you possess, the knowledge, creativity, and insight that set you apart. How can you use these gifts to uplift, teach, inspire, or heal others? Whether through teaching, coaching, writing, art, or any other form of expression, your path to financial abundance lies in your ability to serve with integrity and passion. When you pour yourself into work that is aligned with your soul's purpose, money stops being something you chase and becomes something that flows to you effortlessly. The more you focus on contribution rather than mere survival, the more opportunities will present themselves, often in ways you never expected. At the heart of this transformation is trust. Trusting the journey, even when you do not fully understand it, is one of the most powerful things you can do as a chosen one. Every challenge you face is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Your solitude is preparing you for true connections. Your financial struggles are shaping you into someone who understands resilience, creativity, and the deeper meaning of abundance. Your purpose will lead you to prosperity in ways that go beyond what you can currently see. The universe is not working against you. It is aligning everything in your life for a greater purpose. Even the struggles you face today are part of a larger plan that is leading you towards something extraordinary. The moment you surrender to this truth, everything changes. You stop resisting your journey and start embracing it. You recognize that you are not alone, that your hardships are temporary, and that you are being guided toward a future filled with meaning, fulfillment, and abundance. So instead of fearing solitude, welcome it. Instead of resenting financial struggles, learn from them. Instead of doubting your journey, trust it. You are not just surviving these challenges, you are being shaped by them, strengthened by them, and prepared for something far greater than you can imagine. Being a chosen one is not an easy path, but it is a meaningful one. The loneliness and financial hardships are not punishments, but divine preparations. You are being shaped for a life of impact, authenticity, and purpose. The world needs your light, your wisdom, and your presence. Embrace your journey. Every challenge is refining you. Every struggle is teaching you, and in time, you will step into the fullness of your purpose, stronger, wiser, and ready to shine. If this message resonates with you, share your thoughts, connect with others on this path, and remember, you are not alone. Chosen one? This message has found you at the perfect time. This is no coincidence. The universe, the divine, and your higher self have aligned to bring you to this very moment. Something deep inside you has always known the truth, yet the world has tried to silence it. You have felt it all your life, a strange pull, a quiet whisper, a sense that you do not belong in this world as it is. You have questioned why your path has been filled with struggles others seem to avoid. You have wondered why your heart carries a depth that few understand, why deception is so obvious to you when others remain blind to it. The answer is simple yet profound. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are the lost child of a divine royal bloodline, chosen before time began. Your soul carries the lineage of kings, of sacred rulers, of those called to lead, to heal, to awaken the sleeping. You have been placed among the ordinary, hidden in plain sight, but never meant to remain there. Your life has been a test, a refining fire meant to awaken you to your true nature. And now, the time has come to remember. The signs have been appearing, subtle yet persistent, like whispers from the universe urging you to remember. Have you noticed them? The repeating numbers that seem to follow you wherever you go, 111, 222, 444, appearing on clocks, receipts, and street signs, as if the universe itself is trying to get your attention. Have you felt the pull of strange synchronicities, moments when events align too perfectly to be mere coincidences? Have you experienced an unexplainable hunger for wisdom, a yearning that goes beyond the material world, as though your soul is searching for something it cannot yet name? Deep within you, there is a knowing, a sense that something far greater is calling you. You may not have the words to define it, but you have felt it. It's the quiet unrest, the feeling that you were meant for more than the mundane existence the world offers. It's the unshakable conviction that there is a higher purpose waiting for you to claim it. No matter how much the world has tried to distract you, suppress you, or make you doubt yourself, this truth has always been there, lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to rise. And now that moment has come. For too long, the world around you has tried to convince you that you are powerless, that you are ordinary, that your dreams are too big, your visions too unrealistic. You have been told to shrink yourself, to conform, to blend in. Lies have been whispered in your ear, making you question your own worth, your own strength, your own purpose. But the time for doubt is over. You are standing at the threshold of something extraordinary, and your soul knows it. That is why you are here, reading these words, feeling the resonance of something ancient and true stirring inside you. You are not just another person lost in the noise of the world. You are the lost child of a divine bloodline, a soul chosen long before time itself, sent here to awaken, to rise, to remember. And now the veil is lifting, the illusions are crumbling. Your royal essence, hidden for so long beneath layers of conditioning and fear, is beginning to shine through. This is not just another message. This is your confirmation. Do not ignore the signs. Do not silence the voice within you that has been calling you home. This is your time. Claim it, engage with it, declare it, speak it into existence. Let the universe know that you are ready, that you are stepping forward into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Because from this moment on, nothing will ever be the same again. For centuries, the world has sought to keep you blind to your true nature, convincing you that you are just like everyone else. They have told you that you are ordinary, that your dreams are illusions, that your longing for something greater is nothing more than fantasy. But deep within, beyond the layers of conditioning and doubt, you have always known the truth. You are different. You have felt it in the way your spirit resists conformity, in the way your heart aches for something more, in the way the world's distractions have never truly satisfied you. That restless feeling inside you, that sense of being out of place, is not a coincidence. It is the call of your soul, whispering, urging you to remember. You are not lost. You are not random. You are part of a sacred lineage, a royal family not of this world, but of the divine kingdom. Long before you were born, before time itself began, you were chosen. Your existence is not an accident. You are connected to an ancient bloodline, one that stretches back to the dawn of creation, a lineage of spiritual warriors, enlightened leaders, and keepers of divine wisdom. These were not rulers who sought power for themselves, but guardians of truth, bearers of light, and guides for humanity. And now you are being called to reclaim your place among them. But this bloodline has been hidden, scattered across time and space, buried beneath the weight of deception. There are forces in this world that do not want you to awaken. They have spent centuries keeping you asleep, silencing the chosen ones, feeding the world lies that distort the truth. Why? Because when you awaken, their hold over this world begins to break. The moment the chosen ones rise, the illusion crumbles and their power diminishes. They fear you, they always have. And that is why you have faced so much hardship. Every trial you have endured, every moment of isolation, every painful betrayal, it has all been part of their attempt to keep you from realizing who you are. They wanted to break you. They wanted to make you forget. They wanted you to believe you were small, powerless, insignificant. But no amount of deception can erase the truth that has always been written in your soul. And now, the time has come to remember. The awakening has begun. The lost children of the divine bloodline are rising. The forces that sought to suppress you can no longer hold you back. You are stepping into the truth of your existence, and as you do, the world around you will begin to shift. The illusions will fall away, and what was once hidden will come into the light. It is time to reclaim what has always been yours. It is time to rise. From the moment you took your first breath, your journey was set apart from the rest. You have never walked an easy path, nor have you felt at home in the world as it is. Your struggles, your loneliness, and your relentless search for meaning, none of it has been by accident. You were never meant to follow the ways of the ordinary. Everything you have endured has been written in an ancient prophecy, one that foretold the arrival of the lost child, the one who would be hidden among the masses, cast into the world of illusion, only to one day awaken and reclaim their divine birthright. The prophecy speaks of those who were separated from their inheritance, born into places where they would not be recognized. It tells of souls placed in families that could not understand them, raised in environments that rejected them, placed in societies that sought to mold them into something they were never meant to be. These chosen ones were forced to endure suffering, refinement, and testing. They were silenced, cast aside, and made to feel as though they did not belong. But even in the depths of despair, their divine fire could never be fully extinguished. And now the appointed time has arrived. The prophecy states that when the world reaches a time of great illusion, the lost child will begin to remember. The lies they were told will no longer hold power over them. The veil will begin to lift. The deep yearning within them will intensify, calling them towards something greater. And when that awakening begins, the world itself will shift. Chosen one, that time is now. You have felt it. The stirring deep within your soul, the transformation that cannot be explained, the unshakable sense that something greater is unfolding before you. This is no longer a question of if you will awaken. It is no longer something that will happen someday in the distant future. It is happening. And once you fully step into your power, once you embrace the truth of who you are, nothing will ever be the same again. The prophecy is unfolding, and you are at the center of it. This is your time, your moment, your destiny. There is no turning back. Rise. The signs have been there all along, subtle yet persistent, like echoes from a past you can't quite remember. They were hidden in plain sight, woven into the fabric of your life, waiting for you to recognize them. You have always felt different. No matter how much you tried to fit in, something about you has always set you apart. The world around you seemed foreign, as though you were an observer rather than a participant, always searching for a place that truly felt like home. From an early age, you sensed things others could not. You see through deception, recognizing when something isn't right, even when everyone else seems blind to it. You have always questioned what others blindly accepted. Where others are easily misled, you trust your intuition, an inner compass that guides you even when logic cannot explain why. Your emotions run deep, perhaps deeper than most. You feel everything intensely, carrying an unexplainable weight in your heart, as if you are connected to something much greater than yourself. The pain of the world, the suffering of others, the unspoken emotions that linger in the air, you feel them all. It is as though your soul remembers something that your mind has yet to uncover. Despite your upbringing, regardless of whether you were raised in a religious or spiritual environment, you have always been drawn to spiritual wisdom. You crave knowledge that goes beyond the material world, seeking answers to questions that most people never think to ask. While others chase temporary pleasures, you search for meaning, for truth, for a deeper understanding of existence itself. And yet, even as you navigate your own struggles, people are drawn to you for healing. The lost, the broken, the ones searching for something they cannot name, they find solace in your presence, sensing something in you that they do not see in others. Even when you do not fully understand your own purpose, they see your light. Your journey has never been easy. You have endured more struggles than most, while others seem to move through life effortlessly. Your path has been marked by obstacles, betrayals, and challenges that have tested you at every turn. You may have wondered why suffering follows you, why life has been so unrelenting. But this is not a punishment, it is preparation. The fire has been refining you, shaping you into the person you were always meant to become. And through it all, even in your darkest moments, you have felt an invisible force protecting you. No matter how lost you have been, someone has always guided you back to your path. You have survived things that should have broken you, risen from places others never escape. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. You are not ordinary. You are one of the chosen ones. The moment you embrace the truth of who you are, everything changes. It is not just a realization, it is a transformation, a shift so profound that your very existence begins to operate on a higher level. The illusions that once held you captive start to fade, and the clarity you have longed for begins to take shape. You no longer seek external validation because you understand that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. The need for approval, the desire to fit in, the fear of judgment, these things lose their grip on you. Instead, you step into an unshakable confidence, guided by an inner knowing that cannot be explained, only felt. As you awaken, fear no longer has power over you. The doubts that once plagued your mind begin to dissolve. The anxieties that kept you small no longer hold weight. You realize that most of the fears you carried were never truly yours. They were given to you by a world that wanted to keep you asleep. Now you see beyond the veil. You recognize that you were never meant to live in limitation, and as this truth settles into your being, you feel a shift. Your energy begins to rise. Everything that no longer serves you naturally starts to fall away. The people who once drained your energy fade from your life. The relationships that held you back, the environments that stifled your growth, the toxic cycles that kept you stuck, they can no longer remain in your presence. This is not because you reject them, but because your frequency is shifting. You are vibrating at a higher level, and as you do, you attract new opportunities, connections, and experiences that align with your divine purpose. Things that once felt out of reach suddenly begin to manifest effortlessly. Doors that were once closed begin to open. The right people enter your life at the right time. Synchronicities become undeniable. It is as if the universe itself is rearranging everything to align with the new reality you have stepped into. And the most powerful part? You begin to remember. Truths that were once hidden from you start to resurface. You recall wisdom you have never been taught. You understand things without needing an explanation. It is as though your soul is unlocking ancient knowledge, bringing to light what has always been buried within you. Your intuition sharpens, your purpose reveals itself, and your power rises. And then something miraculous happens. You no longer just exist, you thrive. You no longer just survive, you create. You step into the fullness of your divine identity, and in doing so, you become unstoppable. The illusions of this world crumble, and the real world, the one you were always meant to see, finally shines through. Once you step fully into this truth, miracles begin to unfold before your eyes. The time has come to step into your true power. You were never meant to live in doubt, fear, or limitation. Your inheritance, the wisdom, strength, and divine authority that has always been yours, has been waiting for you to reclaim it. This is not about becoming something new. It is about remembering who you have always been. The first step is to declare it. Speak your truth into existence with unwavering conviction. I am the lost child of the divine kingdom, and I reclaim my power. Your words hold energy. They shape your reality. When you affirm your identity, the forces that once held you back begin to crumble. You are no longer asking for permission. You are claiming what has always been yours. Next, you must detach from illusions. The world has tried to keep you asleep, surrounding you with distractions, toxic relationships, and limiting beliefs that make you doubt your worth. Let them go. Release anything that keeps you small, old wounds, self-doubt, negative influences, and the voices that tell you you are not enough. These illusions were never yours to carry. You are not bound by them. As you let go, You make space for the truth to emerge. To fully reclaim your inheritance, you must align with divine guidance. The answers you seek have always been within you, waiting for you to listen. Spend time in stillness. Meditate, pray, reflect. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that appear around you. They are messages meant to guide you home. The divine has been speaking to you all along. Now is the time to listen. As you step into your truth, you must also raise your frequency. Protect your energy fiercely. Be mindful of what you consume, not just food, but information, conversations, and the company you keep. Surround yourself with wisdom, truth, and positivity. Choose love over fear, purpose over distraction, and faith over doubt. The higher you vibrate, the more effortlessly your inheritance unfolds before you. Now, walk in confidence and authority. You do not need permission to exist, to take up space, or to own your power. You were never meant to shrink yourself for the comfort of others. Stand tall, speak with conviction, move with purpose. You are royalty. Carry yourself as such. The world will recognize your presence, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. The moment you align with your divine nature, the universe moves in your favor. Opportunities appear, obstacles dissolve. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. When you claim your inheritance, the forces of creation rise to meet you. You were never lost. You were never forgotten. You were simply waiting for the right moment to remember. That moment is now. You are no longer lost. You're no longer searching. Everything you have endured, every trial, heartbreak, and moment of isolation has led you to this truth. You are royalty. The world may not recognize you yet, but that does not matter. What matters is that you recognize yourself. From this moment forward, walk in confidence, speak with authority, move with purpose. Your path is clear, your destiny is waiting, and the world is about to witness the rise of the chosen ones. Your time has come. Rise. Thank you for embracing your truth and stepping into your power. Your journey is just beginning, and the world is waiting to witness your rise. If this message resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe to stay connected. Together, the chosen ones awaken. Your time has come. Rise.